You wake up early. You finish your tasks. Your calendar is full. Your inbox is zero. And yet, you go to bed feeling hollow. Why? Why does it feel like you're doing everything right, but nothing feels right? You're not lazy. You're not ungrateful. You're not broken. You're just running faster on a treadmill that never stops. And nobody told you that the finish line doesn't exist. This video is for you, the student who's burned out at 23, the freelancer who's booked but numb, the dream chaser who crossed the line and whispered, "That's it?" Today we're going to talk about the gap between doing and being. We'll explore the difference between achievement and fulfillment, the hidden trap of the hedonic treadmill, and why the Japanese concept of ikigai might just save your life. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your happiness isn't hiding in your next goal, and how to start finding it in the life you're already living. Let's begin with a truth that might hurt a little. You can be successful by society's standards and still be utterly lost inside. I want you to meet Dara. Dara is 24, works in tech, high GPA, 70,000 followers, side hustle, green smoothies. From the outside, she looks like the blueprint of a figured out life. But she tells me this: I wake up with this tightness in my chest, like I'm already behind. Even when I finish everything, I don't feel peace. I feel panic, like I need to do more, be more, prove more. But to who? Dara's not alone. She's a mirror of an entire generation, productive but not present, efficient but not alive. We live in a world that celebrates what we do, but rarely asks why we do it. We know how to optimize time, but forget to protect our energy. We chase metrics, money, milestones, even mindfulness apps, but still feel like something's missing. And what's worse, we've been taught to gaslight our own emotions. You should be grateful. At least you're not struggling. Other people have it worse. So we keep sprinting on a road that never ends, wondering why it never feels like enough. But maybe the problem isn't you. Maybe it's the map. Maybe you were given directions to a place you were never meant to live. Let's talk about two psychological frameworks that explain this emptiness. One, the hedonic treadmill. This is a concept from psychology that says no matter how much you achieve, you return to your baseline of happiness. Buy the new phone, happy for a week, then back to meh. Get the job, thrilled for a month, then bored, anxious, or empty again. We adapt, and what once thrilled us becomes normal. Psychologist Sonia Lyubomirsky writes, "The pursuit of happiness is often like running on a treadmill. Lots of effort, very little progress. This explains why the more productive we become, the more we have to do just to feel okay." But there's another lens that can help us escape this cycle. 2. Eudaimonia versus hedonia. Greek philosophers spoke of two kinds of happiness. Hedonia, pleasure, comfort, short-term gratification. Eudaimonia, meaning, virtue, living in alignment with your true self. Modern life pushes us toward hedonia. Dopamine, deadlines, digital likes. But eudaimonia, that's deeper. It's the feeling of doing something that matters, even if it's hard. It's the quiet peace of becoming who you're meant to be. And that leads us to the third framework, ikigai, a Japanese concept meaning a reason to wake up in the morning. Ikigai sits at the intersection of what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. When you live in your ikigai, you don't just do things, you become someone. It's not about ticking boxes. It's about building a life with depth, joy, and meaning. Author Viktor Frankl once said, "When a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure." So if you're feeling empty, maybe you don't need another productivity app. Maybe you need to find your why. Okay, now you're probably wondering, so how do I actually feel alive again? Let me offer 3 practices, not just tips, to move you from motion to meaning. 1. Replace to-do lists with to-feel lists. Before you plan your day, ask, how do I want to feel today? Maybe it's I want to feel calm, curious, connected. Now build your tasks around that. Instead of just reply to emails, write. Communicate with clarity and kindness. It may sound small, but intention changes everything. 2. Follow the energy, not just the urgency. We often prioritize what screams the loudest: deadlines, pings, pressure. But what if you asked, what gives me quiet energy, even when no one's watching? Maybe it's writing, mentoring, creating, gardening. Do more of that even in small doses. Ikigai doesn't arrive with fireworks. It whispers in your quiet joys. 3. Reclaim presence through rituals, not just results. Create small, meaningful rituals that ground you. A morning walk without your phone, journaling with candlelight, sharing one honest moment with a friend. Rituals restore being in a world obsessed with doing. As the philosopher Alan Watts put it, life is not a problem to be solved, but an experience to be lived. The truth is, you don't have to quit your job or move to Bali to find meaning. Sometimes, all it takes is learning to show up differently to your work, your relationships, and most importantly, to yourself. You were not born just to finish tasks. You were not put on this earth to perfect your calendar, impress strangers, or collect gold stars until you die. You were born to feel, to create, to connect, to live. There's a road many people walk, the road of applause. It's straight, efficient, predictable. It gets you approval fast. But there's another path, a winding one, quiet, messy, often invisible to others. This is the road of meaning. It doesn't always look productive on the outside, but it feels like truth on the inside. And that's the path you deserve to be on. Not because it's easy, but because it's real. Because at the end of your life, no one will remember how many emails you answered. They'll remember how you made them feel. And you'll remember the moments you were actually there. Laughing, loving, listening, living. Here's your new definition of success. A completed to-do list means nothing if your soul is still starving. Feed your soul. Choose presence. Build a life worth waking up to. Take a deep breath. Now ask yourself, what would I still do even if no one clapped? That's where your Ikigai begins. If this video spoke to something inside you, that quiet part you've been ignoring, I invite you to stay. Subscribe below. What's one thing that makes you feel truly alive? Because chances are, someone else needs to hear your answer too. We're building more than a channel here. We're building a community of people who are done chasing empty victories. And if you're ready to dive deeper, watch our next video. Why rest isn't laziness. It's how you stay human. Remember, you don't need to be more productive. You need to be more you. Until next time, stay grounded, stay awake, and keep choosing the road that leads you home. And building this community who knows what it means to show up and remind us all, we don't need to be more productive. We need to be more you. Until next time, stay grounded, stay awake, and keep choosing the road that leads you home. Now I know you're out there. I know you can hear me. I just want to tell you, I'm so happy you're here. You're gonna be okay. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you later.